G'day champions, Shark Eyes back once again, and today I am going to be looking at the gijoeclassified Dreadnok Torch. Now, I know a lot of you have already got this figure, and he only just released in Australia in the last few days, and I originally had one on order with Amazon, but it was delayed, so I cancelled that because Andrew from Pop Toys here in Melbourne let me know that he had one in stock. So I picked it up yesterday. So here we are. So without further ado, let's crack this open and you can get my take on it. And maybe we'll do a little comparison to a previous Torch figure. First things first, we'll have a quick look at the figure in the box, and there's some card art. I know a lot of you like the card art. I kind of gloss over it a little bit at times, but it is pretty cool. So there's that. We'll jump right into things here. Nice action shot of him there, tampos, yada yada. He is 123 in the line, and while we're here, we may as well look at his skill sets. So first cab off the rank, at the top, the skull and crossbones is mercenary. He's a level 2, which makes a lot of sense because his boss is also a mercenary. Next one down is flamethrower, and surprise, surprise, he is level 4, which makes a total lot of sense. Next one down, siegecraft, level 1. Obviously, siegecraft is a specialty of someone who just goes in and destroys crap. And that's what the Dreadnoks do. So again, makes a lot of sense. And the last one is mechanical engineering, and he's a level 2. So that's all the packaging side of things out of the way. Let's open him up. And whooshka, he's out of the packet. And as you can see, he scales well with this torch, which a lot of you Americans would commonly refer to as a flashlight. Just making that very pronunciated, a flashlight. Here in Australia, we call it a torch. So there you go. Now, the figure, he stands immediately out of the packet. Didn't require any manipulation on that front. So let's take a closer look at him. As you all mostly know by now, he has molded on glasses, unlike the previous Dreadnoks. His headband is giving me some serious Cheech and Chong vibes. The deco on the vest is very, very cool. You've got some skulls here in the chain, here and here, and the texture is like, you know, gives that faux leather look, which is cool. And again, those zippers, much like on the wreckage figure, are really, really well done. If you haven't seen the wreckage review, go back and watch it after you've watched this. Look at the back. It's studded for your pleasure. And again, you've got some more of that nice texture. It's a really nice piece, actually. I couldn't give stuff really if the glasses in this case are molded on or aren't. You know, some symmetry in the line. I know some people would have called for that, but you've got to remember this figure was designed before Buzzer and Ripper were. So that was, I guess, a running change. Look at the requisite ink. He's got the very 90s inspired flame tattoos on the wrists, which again makes a total lot of sense. This is a pretty cool touch, the armband here. Look at the skull belt, just Lenny going OTT with the skulls. Holsters times deuce. Those boots, which I'm pretty sure are mindbenders from memory. And have a look at his flaming patches on his pockets there. Probably could have done without these in my opinion. There's a bit of overkill with this. You know, just give him normal jeans, I guess. But small gripe, I guess. And you've got this, I didn't actually touch on this, but you've got this, what appears to be some sort of skull. Don't know what, but I guess it's very similar to the one on the flamethrower, which we'll look at shortly. Interesting thing about Torch, he hails from Australia, from a place called Botany Bay, which is where Captain Cook sort of first ended up when he got here. And that is in Sydney, or as Melburnians like to call Sydney, Shitney. So yeah, if you look at Torch's file card, he went through the Borstal system as a youth, which is like youth detention here. It's no longer a system we have in place in Australia. So yeah, he did it tough when he was a youngster, and then went into the Merchant Marines and ended up coming out of that, and I think he joined a motorcycle gang called the Melbourne Maulers. Now, this is where I tell you that the Melbourne Maulers do not exist. They have never existed, and that is complete fabrication of, I dare say, Kirk Bazigian and Stan Lee. Stan Lee, what am I saying? Larry Hummer. Stan Lee. Sorry, I've got Marvel Comics on my mind for some reason. So, you can see you've got him in the T-pose here. Not a problem at all. Those shoulders don't have a lot of give. Really, they might be a bit stiff. They are moving a tad. You can look left, right, all the way around it, like Exorcist styles. Down and up with no problems. Let's see how this leg range of movement is. Yep, good there and there. This one is a tad stiff, but he can kick his own ass with that leg. And this one, let's see. All good on that front as well. I don't have any real issues in the wrists or the forearms. The boot cut moves here, and you can get him into his ballerina sort of there. The leg is a tad stiff, but nothing too untowards. But nice figure in hand. Let's just pop him back down again. Yep, you can see he stands really well. Interestingly, that fact about the him being part of the Melbourne Maulers Motorcycle Club was actually admitted on future cards that came with the original figure. I'm not too sure why, but I'm guessing maybe the criminal connotation was not something that they, being Hasbro, wanted to lean into, I guess, and put out there for toys that are for kids. Another fun fact about good old Torch is that in Mexico his name is Punch, which is kind of funny. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of Punch and Judy, maybe because he's an idiot. I don't know, but yeah, another little fun fact for you. So, I said a comparison. Here we go. Let's compare him to his 25th release. Now, this one's already geared up, so I'm just going to keep that stuff on there. You can see that from the start, there's a lot of radical changes between that one and the Classified. Just alone, the color of the pants, the cut of the boots. He only has a holster for the flamethrower, whereas with this figure, they've given him two holsters for his revolvers. Getting closer, the belt, dramatic improvement, I think, on the Classified line. Of course, the vest is a vast improvement as well, just in terms of the detail. But they stay true to, you know, the original, keeping the chains on there and the three straps across his torso. Headband, same. Glasses, different. No neck adornments on this one. And we can have a look at the flamethrower differences in a moment. And of course, no tattoos on this one. So real jazzed up version of Torch, really, which I dig. So I'll get him out of the way for now. And we'll carry on with the accessories. All right, so we'll start with the two sidearms that he comes with. And they're pretty nice. It gives him an additional ability to defend himself when his torch runs out of gas. Speaking of, let's have a look at that. You've got the flaming skull accessory, which is a nice little update, and that I don't believe can be removed. And obviously it does differ from the modern release in some respects. There's no stock. Yeah, it's got the different handled grip. So that is that. Flavor effects, you get two. Oops, just knocked my camera. And we'll get those all fixed to the weapon once we get through these accessories. I wonder how these would look under light. Whoops. The light would give them a different kind of effect. It's hard to tell, but perhaps. They're a nice little addition. You've also got the little small flame accessory when it's just raring to let loose. Hose for the backpack. Pretty certain it is the same as the one that comes with the Techno Viper. I don't have him on hand because he's currently in here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same. It'll be interesting to see how that goes once it's attached to the backpack, which we're looking at now. There's the misspelling of Nox, the Dreadnok skull, and Dreadnoks do rule. And we'll just have a quick look at the difference between the modern backpack and this one. It's pretty bare bones in a lot of ways compared to this, which is a lot more intricate in terms of the different valves and gauges and the green, obviously green tank. You know, this one you can carry if you want to put it in his hand. This one you cannot, so that's a bit of a misstep, if you ask me. Let's just go ahead and pop that on him and see how well that fixes to his back. Lining up the vest. And it's quite form-fitting. Yeah, looks good. Sidearms now. Pop them in here. Dual revolvers. I dig it. They fit really snug. They are not coming out anytime soon. And it makes sense for him to have these. I like this because, you know, you didn't get that obviously with the original figure or this one. So that's a nice update. Hose. Fix it to the connection point here. This connection point doesn't look that sturdy, really. I feel like that could easily snap off if this was forced on or bent, but it does fix well. Those trigger fingers should go quite easily in here, I dare say. This is a little flimsy for my liking. It's not too bad. It's not too gummy, but it's not. The durometer of plastic isn't really that firm. You can hold that quite easily. And now getting the hose on there. Apologies for my sniffling. I've just taken my dog for a walk and it's cold outside here today in Melbourne. You're looking at about 6 degrees presently. That's Celsius, not obviously. Yeah, that looks great. I dig that. And the hose is not getting in the way, giving it like it's perfect length in terms of, you know, it's not going to pop off or anything like that. Yeah, he looks tough as. And you know, the yellow tank with this orange flame effect gives the figure a lot of different sort of pop in terms of color. Breaks up all the black really nicely. So we'll take our first flame effect, do the long one first. And that goes in really nicely. And whooshka. That hose did just come off. Yeah, see, that's problematic if I'm going to try and get him into some sort of pose position, I think, potentially. Let's just see how well he stands with this on. Oh, no problems at all. That's great. Yeah, that's good. I like that. All right, we'll do the short burst one now. Whooshka. Ready to light shit up. Backpack just fell off like that. I wonder if it's going to be one of those ones because of the vest. Can we pop this over here? I want to see how... See, that doesn't look good. It's designed to be tucked under his arm. There we go. See, that hose just comes off again. And obviously when on a shelf and not moving, it should be able to stay there, no problems, but yeah. They do have a propensity to, if you're fiddling with the figure, it'll pop off. The little burst really doesn't compare to the other flame effects, but for photography purposes, I'm sure, you know, you could do something nice with it. And that, my friends, is Torch and all his accessories. So let's do a comparison with these good buddies from the rest of his gang. And there's the Three Stooges in all their glory. And just due to the style of haircut of Rippers, he has the height advantage, I believe, over the three of them. But they look great together. It's finally nice to have this trio of idiots assembled. And yeah, they're fantastic. The only knock against them really is probably Buzz's glasses, which you can see are not on his head here. They are sitting in my accessory box. But yeah, finally good to have the three of them. All right, let's get torching some poses. So one thing I didn't point out earlier, which I should mention, is that the backpack can hold his torch, as you can see quite clearly here. So if he decides to, you know, conserve his fuel and just pull the gats out and start blasting, you can pop it in there. So you can have him hold the top of the flamethrower with his left arm, but trying to get him to hold the weapon with the trigger finger on the left hand doesn't work. And I also tried to utilize the back grip to see if I could get him into a better holding position, and that wasn't working really well either. And seeing as how we don't have motorbikes for Dreadnoks, the ferret is the next best thing. So I figured, why not chuck him on that and see how he looks. And I think he pairs quite well with that vehicle. I don't have 3 ferrets because it would be cool to give the Dreadnoks 1 each. But yeah, that's how he looks with that. Other than that, there's not a lot of things I can sort of run through in terms of posing and accessories. He's sort of bare essentials in a lot of ways. But cool figure. I don't really have any major issues with him other than this hose being mildly problematic. But yeah, aesthetically, he's very pleasing. And, you know, like I said earlier, it's just good to have another Dreadnok in the line. So I'm going to wrap things up here. If you happen to see this review, because let's be honest, Torch has been out for quite some time now. Awesome, thanks for checking it out. If by chance you've stumbled upon the channel and you're checking it out for the first time, welcome, appreciate you having a look. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. I've got things to do today. So until next time, say hi to your dogs for me and have a cracker of a day.